Okay. Yeah. Waiting for it to come live here. Okay. So we're live. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another show today. Again, we bring you another topic of discussion, and something that a lot of people are going through today is simplifying parenting. And today we have very renowned and somebody who has been going through this. But before that, let me tell you that this we went through a lot of thinking as to what is the next topic that we should all talk about, and we thought that parenting has become difficult in the quarantine days. So really well came up with this idea of let's talk about simplifying parenting. So this show is brought to you by Real Events, and our gifting partner is Travel Blue. Thank you so much for coming on board with us. And I'm your host, Angela Ribello. On board, we have a media professional for 15 years. We have Avantika. Welcome. Hi.
Hi, Angela. Hi, guys.
Yes, she started off as a journalist and has worked with top media brands of India, including India Today Group. And after 2014, I mean, she was blessed with a little girl, and then she turned She turned to parenting and started sharing her motherhood experiences with the online community. Yeah, and since then, she is a momfluencer and a yoga instructor. Right? Yeah. Welcome on board. Tell me, this is one question I'm asking every guest who comes on our show, that how are the quarantine days going?
So quarantine days, honestly, Angela, now we are taking one day at a time. Initially, we were all like enthusiastic and energetic, like, chalo, we're getting some time off. So 10 things to do when you're locked in your house and 5 things to do with your kids when you're locked in your house. So those days actually are gone right now. And now it's really become, some days are really good, some days are really bad. So every day has some kind of a struggle. So now we are managing. But one thing is for sure is that we are trying to be as positive as we can be and as hopeful as we can be, and keeping the faith.
Absolutely. I think everybody is trying to do that, right? The different ways of being positive and take care of your children at the same time.
Yeah.
Okay, now I know that you have been working, you're a working parent.
Yeah.
You have your kid around. I mean, the nightmare, like 24/7, you have your kids around. Plus, you are going to do your ghar ka kaam, that's your jhadu, pocha, katka, and plus the cooking and everything. So how is it going for you? And plus taking care of your children, like how is it?
Honestly, it's a nightmare actually to be doing so many things at the same time. Honestly, you really multitasking at the same time, and you're working from home, you're working for your home, you're working for your child, then you are working for yourself also. So, I mean, there are so many things that you're doing in a day, and there are days which are really bad where you feel like you're going to have a nervous breakdown, honestly. But then you just sail through it, because as a working mother, you have seen, difficult times, and there have been days which have been really like worse than the time that you're seeing right now. At least right now you're at home and you are safe with your loved ones. So I'm really a very positive person and very optimistic in that sense. So I take it very positively. Of course, there are meltdowns, there are moments that I feel that this could have never been worse than this. But then there are days which are really beautiful as well.
Lovely to know that you're mixing, trying to balance both of these. Now, I think a lot of our online viewers are parents right now, and we want to welcome them. A lot of them are joining in right now. So, hello everybody, welcome, and Avantika also very happy to be here. So, Avantika, the next question is that we have with these kids grow up watching these animated movies these days, and then these animated movies where you're watching the world is going to end or something. So this pandemic, I mean, this thing that has happened right now is new to literally everybody, even you and me. So children turn to take certain things into 50 times more fearful, or certain kind of fears that have come in them right now. So how do you talk to your children at this time? Like, how do you console them? How do you talk to them?
See, Angela, it really depends on the age of your child also. But like you said, so this question I got from my own daughter that, so mama, is the world really coming to an end the way this virus is becoming a global phenomenon, and it's in countries like the US and Europe. So even the superpowers are being affected by it. So she asked me, so is the world, is the, like the sky is falling down? She's a big Asterix fan, and is the world coming to an end and all that. So you know, as per the age of your child, you really have to understand them. So the most important thing we do is that we don't really watch the news all the time. So I have seen households, even heard people watching the news. The TV is like on throughout the day in the background, or some kind of conversation is happening around how many deaths have happened, how many
Oh
people
my God.
are infected and all that. So, I mean, just for the sanity of your house and the emotional health of your child, just keep these things away from them. So we discuss it in a very
Mhm.
positive way. Again, positivity is the key. So I'm a firm believer of positive parenting. So I talk to her and tell her that, it's bad, but it is in control. So I don't say that it's not bad. I say it's bad. So I make her aware of the reality. But I say that things are not going to get worse because we are taking precautions. We have hand hygiene. We are washing hands. We are wearing masks if we are going outside. And first of all, we are not going outside at all. We are staying home. So if you tell them about these things in a positive manner, and of course, dealing with things like the world coming to end, we have to tell them that this is a very small thing to really actually, the world will come to an end. So the world will not come to an end by this. But of course, we are in this together and we are fighting it together as a country. So basically, you have to be positive as a parent. You have to keep them away from the negativity. And if whatever questions they have, you answer them with honesty and answer them as per their age. So like my daughter is almost 9, so I can talk to her in a more mature fashion, and she reads a lot of books, so she understands a lot of things, so I can speak to her in like that. I always say that every child is different, right? So and every parent's way of dealing with something is different. So really take your own case very separately. Don't try to imitate others, or don't try to feel that my child should be like the other child in whatever it is that you're doing in life. So just that every child is different and no one understands your child better than you. That's something as a parent we should understand, and we should keep them hopeful, positive, and give them the good things to hear so that they don't feel scared.
Yeah, absolutely. You try to tell
Yeah,
your child that now you are a warrior. You're a
exactly.
soldier. You're
Yeah,
working,
yeah,
you're
yeah,
working, staying at home, and you're fighting,
yeah,
staying at home. So probably
yeah.
something like that, right?
Yeah. So she was telling me that, US, so many deaths have happened. And because, we also watch the news in the evening. So I was saying, but she was saying like, Mama, something was going to happen to India also and to us also. See, we are doing everything we can, right? You wash your hands every day. You are, keeping everything clean. You are not meeting anybody. You are staying at home. Then how can something happen to you? And you are so strong and so brave. So you really have to, like give them examples of being strong, being brave, and being, so careful. So they really like to be talked like that.
Now you have mastered the way of talking to your kid. I think it's so adorable. I think you'll actually go back and tell my mom, Mom, you never spoke to me like that, Mom. the whole the whole parenting style has changed. Okay.
It has changed, and
Um,
my mother tells me, कि I tell her, Mama, don't do this to her. She's like, तुम मुझे सिखाओगी अब.
that's how it happens, right? The
I,
generation.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly, exactly. Yeah.
So I have to ask you about the part where you were telling us before that how do you try to tell your kids to be more organized during this time, because
Yeah.
we're not used to having our kids 24/7 around us.
Yeah.
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 And
Yeah.
they go to school, they do a couple of things, and then you just told me sometime back they started online schooling as well. So
Yeah.
how do you plan her day, and how do you make sure that things are done in a right? I mean, nobody can get it right, honestly, but there are things that you can do so that they are fine, right?
See, honestly, again, depends from parent to parent. If as a parent you like sticking to routines, if your child likes sticking to routines, then I think routines
Yeah.
are made for you. Honestly, you are the best family in this world, and you stick to routines. You're disciplined. But I'm telling you, not all families are like that. So, including mine, So, thankfully, her classes have started. The online schooling, it's made matters worse actually, because again, kids are not really used to handling a computer and being on calls and taking home notes virtually. So that's another challenge that we are facing these days. But otherwise, she has actually developed a routine now. Earlier, it was like first week I was like totally, I'll get her to do these activities, coloring, painting. We'll spend our time, quality time, and constructively, and doing activities that really improve her and all that. But then I realized, I am putting myself under a lot of pressure, and I saw that she was not really following the routine, and neither was she liking it, honestly. So it was
Mm-hmm.
becoming a task for us, it was becoming a challenge for us, and I could see the friction there, that she was not happy with me and I was not happy with her. So then I thought that,
Right.
it's we, and since we are going to be like this for I don't know how many more days, I hope it ends soon, but you never know what's going to happen in the future. So then I said, you know what, I will not keep a routine for you, but you
Mm-hmm.
should know that this is the time that you have to wake up, this is the time that you have to take a bath, this is the time that you can watch TV, and this is the time you can play on your iPad, say, and you have, of course, have to have some reading and sub studies to do. So if you do all of these things, then I'm okay with whatever you want to do in the day. So that's what I
Mm-hmm.
told her. And believe me, from that day onwards, we had no issues at all. She's fine. She's doing whatever she wants to do. In fact, today, I'll just give an example. So she had some homework to do yesterday. I'm actually a very different parent, Angela. So I want her to take care of her own responsibilities herself. So I don't ask her or pressurize her to do homework or to complete her practice work and all that. I tell her that you have your homework, you have to do it. I just remind her that. So in a way, she has become responsible and she takes her own responsibility. So she had to do something yesterday, some practice work, and she didn't do it because she was busy playing with her toys and with her dolls and all that. And then in the night, she remembered, I had got this homework. So, Mama, what I'll do is I'll wake up early tomorrow morning. So she set her own alarm and she woke up before me. And when I woke her, she was finishing her homework. So, I mean, if you let the kids choose what they
Wow.
want to do, I mean, I was surprised, and both of us, I was
Like,
talking to my
wow,
husband,
Mama
and
is so
yeah.
proud. Can you please set my
So
alarm also and
So,
do this every day?
honestly, हम पता है क्या गलती करते हैं as Indian parents? We don't treat our kids as intelligent, smart adults. We treat them as
Um,
basically like, some, not to use the word, but basically like dumb people. We feel that उनको कुछ आता ही नहीं है, but honestly, they're very intelligent. If you let them take charge of their own lives, if you let them think the way they want to, you'll be surprised at how they can take charge of their own lives. And I have seen it myself. So she woke up at 7 o'clock. She finished her homework before her classes started, and I woke up at 7:30, and she was sitting on a study table and finishing her notes. And I was like, wow. So I mean, and that's happened when I did not give her any routine. I said, you do whatever you want to do, but these are the 5 things that I want you to do, and you should be doing that. So I think it's to each his own. Take your child. You are the best judge, as in when it comes to your child. Nobody can know your child better than you do. But of
mhm,
course, if the child does not want to do anything, don't force them. Just be
mhm.
easy. It's not, as I said in the beginning, these are not normal times, these are abnormal times. This is not the time to be the perfect parent or for your child to be the perfect student or the perfect child. So let it be, take it easy.
Lovely, lovely,
Yeah,
Avantika. It's so nice that you've told everybody to, don't stress on being a perfect parent right now.
yeah,
Nobody's judging
yeah,
you, nobody's watching you.
yeah, yeah,
Take one day at a time, be calm, and try to keep the peace. But
yeah,
in such times, there's one thing that we don't see on social media these days. Everyone is just watching happy things, happy things, happy things.
yeah,
And somewhere
yeah.
in your mind, you're just like, oh no, I need to keep everything happy. I need to
Hmm,
balance it.
hmm, hmm,
But not every time that happens.
hmm,
So I want to talk to you about there are days when women or men
hmm,
or parents might have an emotional breakdown or might have a meltdown because
hmm,
there's so much stress, every
hmm,
of doing everything in
hmm,
the house.
hmm.
So how do you deal with that?
See, another thing, Angela, this is a very good point that you have brought here right now, because again, I think another mistake that we make as parents is that we only want to show the happier side of us or the good side of ours to our kids. Honestly, I think it's
Yeah.
time, especially if your child is old enough. Like my daughter is 9. If your child is, say,
Mm,
same age, or I don't know how mature your child is. So again, you take a call depending on the maturity level of your child. But I think as parents, we should also make them aware of the fact that there are days when you can feel sad, can feel upset, you can cry, you can even be angry over something. So I because I have a very demanding job, and in the sense that I keep running from here and then. Then I have
Oh,
100 other things to do. I am a fitness instructor. I take Zumba classes. I have to attend different events also. So there were days when I used to be very upset, but I would never tell her what I'm going through. Then one day, she only told me, unless and until you tell me, how will I come to know what you are feeling, Mama? So I
no.
was like, okay, because I'm not telling her what I'm feeling her. So then I started telling her, I had a very stressful day, Navya. So it would be good if you don't talk to me for, say, 30 minutes. Or otherwise, I don't like shouting at you, but I might shout at you. And there are days, when you're feeling really emotional, especially times like these, when you're missing your parents or missing your siblings, then you get emotional. So I tell her, I'm feeling very bad because I wish I was with my parents, or wish I was with my, say, sister. So you should be, as a parent, making your child aware of the fact that you are human. It's okay to cry. It's okay to be under stress. It's okay to be angry. It's okay to have all kinds of emotions, and also to show that whatever it is that's happening to you, you are taking them head on and dealing with them in a very positive manner, and you're not letting them affect you. So that's how your
Mhm.
child will take those situations when they grow up and when they face similar situations in their lives. So that's what I'm doing right now. So if I have a meltdown, if I have a bad day, I tell her so many things are happening, and I'll be up late, and you have to sleep alone, and I will not be there with you, and I have a presentation to finish, or I have a campaign work that's going on. So I tell her, and I tell her, I'm really stressed, Navya, so can you just give me a break, or can you just give me, like, I want to be alone during that time. Another thing your kids should understand is the importance of being alone, the importance
Right.
of having that time with yourself, and understanding that you are an individual and you are equally important to have your own
Right.
time to do your own things. If
Mhm.
they see you doing things together all the time and not giving time to yourself, I mean, that's again another example that you're setting for your child. So they might not do it when they grow up. And that's something, I do. And I think my daughter once told me that, as you introduced, and you said that I'm a Zumba instructor. So I came back from a class, and she told me, you know what, Mama, when you do Zumba, I see that you're
Mm.
very happy. So for your child to understand that what makes you happy, and that you should be doing things that make you happy, is very important, extremely important in this world, and especially in times like these. So, this is how we deal with it. Again, every family is different, every child is different. Just that, I do fitness to bust my stress doesn't mean that you take up a workout and start doing that. If you like painting, if you like singing, if you like dancing, there may be 100 other things that you would be good at. So you take a hobby of your choice and take out some time and stress and de-stress. You could even meditate, you could even say
Exactly.
10 minutes, 15 minutes to meditate, because I am a very like a energetic person, so I really like doing cardio. But now over like say 4 5 years, I've realized that being slow is what really really helps you achieve the goal. So I've started doing slower exercises, like they say, hold the move and hold the stretch and hold the pose. So similarly, now recently I've started doing meditation. I'm not really doing very a guided meditation, it's something that I'm doing myself. So, and I try to do that with my daughter as well. So we put some music and we try to control our breath. So basically breath meditation. I'm sure there are
Definitely.
different kinds of meditations that you can do. This is
Yes.
not really like an elaborate meditation that we do, but very simple to follow, simple to practice. And so 10 minutes, just put on some really soothing music. And if you want, you can even lie down and just close your eyes and listen to it. So,
So
find
nice
your
to
own
have
way.
that peaceful moment with your
Yeah,
daughter or your children, right? To just
yeah,
lie
yeah,
down, or I
yeah,
think teaching them meditation at this time would be the best thing to do, right? Like,
yeah,
because
yeah, yeah.
you also, I think, as a parent, when you have your meltdowns, very important to take that time off for yourself, so that you're not doing everything for everybody else, but you forget yourself, and eventually you will break down.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I think it's very
yeah,
important that everybody, who has children at home, they are taking time for themselves out. They meditate and they do something of fun of themselves. That's what you elaborated before. Whether you can
yeah,
paint or
yeah,
do that.
exactly.
take up some
And
of the new that you always
Angela,
wanted to.
most another important thing that I would like to talk about is fitness, and not only physical fitness, but mental and emotional health, like we were talking about earlier, is really crucial right now because.
Mm.
I mean, the days to come, we don't know what they hold for us. So it could be that
Yeah,
we are in a really bad situation. So that's when your emotional and mental health would be put on, test, as they say. So emotional health and mental health is really important. So I would really request parents to take some time off, like we were discussing. So do whatever you feel like, but it could be like simply sitting in your balcony and just viewing the world go by, or just viewing whatever view you have. See what's happening around you. Just observe, as they say, the five senses. Bring the five
yeah.
senses to light and all that. So do whatever you feel like. And I'm so sorry, I really talk about this because I'm very passionate about parenting, as you can see. So
And you
uh,
are. You're brilliant at it. Look, that
so
makes me so happy. My God, you're the most happiest parent I've seen now.
and honestly, the
Yeah.
happier you are, na, Angela, the happier your child will be with you. And this is something, again, I say that happy moms make happy kids. So if you're happy, your child will be happy. If you're always sulking, always cribbing, always
Mhm.
complaining, so that somehow that negativity, that sorrow or sadness, your child also imbibes that. So talking about quality time, like you really mentioned a very good point, it could be just lying with your child and talking to your child. So
Yeah.
quality time could be as simple as 10 minutes with your child lying in the bed and just talking them about their day instead of doing an activity together, because it's very, very important to talk to your child.
Talk
because
to your children. I think that is so important to be best friends with them, actually, right?
बिकॉज एज पेरेंट्स ना हमको ना हमेशा होता है कि वी बिकम टीचर्स, वी हैव टू टीच देम ऑल द टाइम, ये मत करो, वो मत करो, यू लिसन टू मी, आई एम टेलिंग यू समथिंग.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to tell your child that I want to listen to you. I want you to talk to me, and I am here for you if you want to talk. Because when they grow up, that's when this talking will come, would be really useful for you as a parent, because that's when they'll be sharing some of their secrets with you. They could be good or bad. We'll see when it comes. But that's when, if you start set it right now, the ground for it right now, it will really help you in the times to come. And they would also understand that there is one place where I can definitely go and, share my thoughts or express myself, and that's my mother or your father or anybody. It could be anybody. So really let your kids talk to you. I mean, instead of telling them all the time, let them talk to you.
That's such a fantastic, idea for the parents who are listening out there. I'm sure a lot of parents already follow this, but
Yeah, of
yeah, but
course.
being a
Yeah.
best friend to your, child, and also sharing your secrets as well. So
Yeah.
we have a lot of people who are tuning in right now, and again, a very warm welcome. And this is a show brought to you by Real Events and our gifting partner, Travel Flow. And a
Hmm.
lot of you are sending in questions to us right now. So we're going to address your questions just in a few minutes when we're going to complete talking to Avantika completely. We're getting some amazing knowledge from her right now.
Hmm.
So, Avantika,
Hmm.
there is another question which we were talking about before, that something that you use and something that you in your community of parents, the word hangry kids.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's HANGRY, hangry kids.
Yeah. Yeah.
What does that mean?
So hungry kids are basically but kids who are hungry, and they are so hungry that they are angry and they don't know how to control their hunger. And that's when, parents, because they cannot don't know how to deal with hungry kids, they just give them whatever they can give to
Oh
them at
yeah.
that time. So how to deal with hungry kids is very easy. Is that, again, that's how I deal with my child. I said, okay, let's just calm down for a bit. Just let's just count till 10 maybe, and first understand what is it that you want. So
Hmm.
then I'm hungry, you're not giving me anything, I want to eat. So I mean, hungry kids, again, giving them the option of what they want to eat. It's okay to give them cookies if they want to. I'd say I am a very practical parent, honestly. It's not possible to feed your child vegetables and oatmeal all the time. So just be a practical mother, feed your
Yes.
child whatever you can
Uh-huh.
feed, and don't be ever feel guilty of your choices as a parent, not only as a mother. Don't ever feel
Hmm.
guilty, because you are doing the best possible thing for your child, whatever is available that time. So just feed them. Make sure that you don't give them a lot of sugar, and you don't give them a lot of junk.
Okay. Hi guys. Uh, so is this right? Supposed to be like that? Okay. Sorry guys, I think there was a little technical problem here, and we are back here. So my screen is a little weird, I think, Avantika. But some technical issues. But yeah, we were talking about parenting, and everybody, again, we apologize for this little glitch that has happened, and we're back here. So, Avantika, let's go back to what we were talking about, parenting skills and how to make it better.
Yeah.
Um, so, where, where you were continuing about children, who,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So basically, again, I can say that it's your choice as a parent. Your
Mm,
child is different. Every child is different. So my child would behave certainly in a certain manner, and I know how to what to do when my child is angry or hungry or sad. Similarly, you know better than others do on what works better for your child, best for your child. So do that, I'd say, and just be really positive, and always do whatever you can, even though you might not be good at it sometimes, but take it very, very, very positively, and do it with a sense of humor. So the happier you
mm-hmm.
are, the happier your child will be, and positivity will be there, in the environment.
Yeah, that
Hmm.
makes sense.
Yeah.
We had one question that came in from somebody that said that we are living in a nuclear family, and sometimes kids get frustrated as to what to do and what not to do. how to work that out with kids when people are actually living in a nuclear family.
See, nuclear families, again, there was also a similar situation with me because I could have, I'm a working mother, as I said. So there was a choice that I had to make whether I had to keep my child to a daycare or to keep her at
Mm-hmm.
home. So I chose her to send her to home because, again, nuclear family, that's again something that I did. It might not work for you.
Mm.
So I sent her to the
Okay.
daycare because I wanted her to spend more time with kids of her age and more time with basically people being around. So with nuclear
Mm-hmm.
family, sometimes we feel it's normal to feel that your kids will get bored because they're alone, especially during this time. They don't know what to do, they don't know what activity to do, and parents also don't really want them to watch TV or any kind of screen the whole time. So the best thing would be to be innovative, give them new things to play with, give them new things, come up with new ideas. So like, and
Mm-hmm.
it's okay if they're getting bored. If they're getting bored and they don't know what to do with their boredom, they'll figure something out. Kids are very smart. So today I told my daughter, no TV for you, enough TV for the day. So then she said that, Mama, I don't know what to do. So I just saw a blackboard that was lying in the corner. I said, there's a blackboard, why don't you just play with the blackboard? So you won't believe it, she's playing right now with that blackboard, and she has got all her toys, and she told me, because okay, I can't go to school, so I'll make a school at my own house. So she is taking classes with them and she's teaching them right now. So I mean,
Oh,
that's as
wow.
yeah, that's as innovative as can be. So again, give your child ideas, let them be bored, let them figure out what they want to do, and it's fine. Just don't be under a lot of
Mm-hmm.
stress, and don't be bogged down with the fact, yeah, I'm not able to help my child, or I don't know what to do with my child. They'll figure it out, just how we figured it out, when we were kids, and it's okay.
And also one more question that came in, which was something on these lines that can pampering your child too much make them very dependent? Is it a good idea?
Say, there was a saying that we used to use in the olden times, spare the rod and spoil the child, honestly, but it
Yeah.
doesn't hold
Mm-hmm.
true right now, because I think if you've seen the movie Frozen as parents, you must have seen. So there's a phrase that she uses in the end which says, "Love thaws." So basically, love can thaw anybody. Basically, love can melt a stone-hearted person, and love is what our kids need. They're very tender, honestly, to be being really shouted at all the time. But there has to be a difference. When you really want to be strict with your child, again, you have to maybe be a little angry, but not all the time. So I would not agree with pampering your child can really spoil them or can make them dependent. It's up to you how much you are pampering them and which way you are pampering them, because honestly, your kids will never be little again. So your kids will never be 6 or 7 or 8 years old again. Like my daughter, I tell her, Navya, this is your 8th year, and I don't know when you'll never be 8 again. So it's for your child also. Just enjoy that age, let them enjoy that age, pamper them, love them, because again, our responsibility as a parent in this world is also to raise kind, empathetic kids, kids who feel for others, kids who feel for especially, the needy. Like, for example, I keep telling my daughter that, we talk a lot about bullying these days because she's reaching that age. And I tell her, see,
Uh,
I know that people bully you, but how can you help, or what can you do to make sure that bullying doesn't happen? You help the
yeah.
other person when she's being bullied, or you ask your
Mm-hmm.
friends not to bully the person they are bullying. So you don't bully,
Mm-hmm.
you don't become a bully yourself. And to get those kinds of emotions, those kinds of empathetic emotions in your kids, you really have to love your kids and pamper them. If you're strict with them all the time, I mean, I don't want to use that word, but they would turn like that, right? So we really need empathetic souls, we need kind souls, and we need souls who can tell the world that this world is beautiful when we have kind, loving people around. Of course, again, take it as your child, as whatever method you want to use. Pampering too
Mm-hmm.
much is also not good, so just keep in moderation, but be loving and caring towards your kids.
It's lovely that now in these difficult times, you can just tell your kids, you can just be nice to them, be
Yeah,
caring, and as you
yeah,
mentioned
yeah,
before, try to be
yeah.
best friends with them, right?
Hmm.
So we're going to take some questions here, Avantika. A lot of
Yeah.
them have, I hope my screen is on. Okay, so we have Nitin Jeswani has said here how to distribute me time with family time and kids time. Like, how do you do that?
Okay. अभी तो right now again I said this is not the ideal time. तो जैसे आपको whatever time you get on hand, for example, if the child is sleeping during the day and you get time to get some me time, utilize that
Yeah,
to do that. Or if your child, because most of the schools are closed, but my daughter has started with her online sessions. In fact, schools in Gurgaon and Delhi and Punjab have also started online sessions. So if your child is not going to school and is normally parents wake up before their kids, so you can take that time off as a couple or as even if you want to do it alone time, you can do that. And also,
yeah,
sometimes just leave your child alone. Let them. I'm not talking about very small kids here because they can be clingy, they can be very cranky, and it's very difficult to deal with them. I'm talking about kids who are like 5 years, 6 year olds who can play on their own. So during the day, have that 1 hour or 30 minutes where the child is doing whatever she wants to do, and you are doing what you want to do, and your husband or spouse is doing what she or he wants to do, because very important for your sanity right now. And
hmm,
so do that. So distribute it as per your requirement. If your child is sleeping during the afternoon, take time out for yourself. If your child sleeps late in the morning, then take time out yourself. So again, take care of your own routine and see where you can fit me time and quality time and family time. Family time should definitely be while having meals together.
hmm,
You can even play games, like people are even playing games like Monopoly and Ludo and Carom these days. So get
yeah,
that, yeah, do that if you can. If you like to do that, you can do that. So those are the times when
hmm.
you're spending quality times with your family. And otherwise, whenever you get the time, just sneak away to your own little world and do what you want to do.
Lovely. It's a nice suggestion to our parents who are asking us those kind of questions.
Yeah.
There is one more question that has come from our viewers. What are our, by Pratibha Jain over
Hmm.
here,
Hmm.
what are our values as parents that we show to our kids or teach our kids? Maybe that's the kind of question.
Oh, see, again, I say many times that, parenting, we become parents sometimes, you become a parent by chance also, but it's a big responsibility, because the only person your child copies is you, and they emulate
Yeah,
you. So values you can teach your kids is basically practical values through how you deal with people in a day, how you talk to
yeah,
your house help, how you talk to people around you, how do you treat them, how do you treat people around you, and how are you giving importance to yourself, I would say, because now earlier it used to happen that women were all like always working and never really took out time for themselves, but now it's very important for kids to understand that self love and giving yourself some time is equally important. And being punctual, being disciplined, being honest, and being empathetic is, I think, some values that your kids really imbibe from you than from the rest of the world. Of course, there are other things that they learn from their friends, from their teachers, from their principals also. But these are some
yeah.
values that definitely they are taking from you, because they are watching you every day, right? So these are the values that they learn from you.
That makes sense. I think being
Yeah.
honest is one thing that kids really pick up on, and these values, what you display, is what the kids actually take on at the end of the day, right?
And honesty, honesty, not only being in the sense ki sach and jhoot wali honesty, but
Huh.
honesty with yourself, being honest to your own self, like standing up for yourself, standing up for your ideals, standing up for things that you do. I mean, that's also honesty, and it takes courage to do that. So, I mean, doing things that they can understand, okay, this is how you deal with life, or this is how you have to respect yourself as well when you grow up.
That's lovely.
Yeah.
There is one of our viewers, Shamta Jain, who has said that Avantika, you are an inspiration to all of us out there. What do you have to say on
Yeah.
that?
Inspiration. See, I'm so glad you didn't use the word influencer because I feel influence can be negative as well. But if I inspire you in any way, if today I inspire you to maybe take out some time for yourself, or maybe be loving to your kids, or teach your kids how to be empathetic, or maybe just teach you on not to be too hard on yourself, I think, that's what I'm trying to do. And even if I can help one person do that, and one person in whatever little things that I do, I would be very happy. And I call myself a motivator and inspirer, not an influencer.
That's amazing. A
Yeah,
motivator and an inspired, not an influencer. That's the thing
yeah,
that these days how easy it is for all of us to get influenced and then get carried away
exactly,
and then try start
exactly,
living somebody else's life instead of finding
exactly,
yourself. Oh my God. Okay.
exactly.
So someone has asked us that what is the right age to leave your child at home?
Oh God. See, again, security risks are really way, way, way high in this age, and you cannot really trust anybody. We are living in very hard times, honestly. Before this, also, security of kids, I wouldn't say girls, even boys are not really safe. So I would say that don't leave your child alone till as long as you can, even till the age of 12 and 13 and 14, I'd say, because they can be really fooled very easily, by anybody. They're so innocent, and especially if a child is very innocent, they are innocent. So anybody can fool them. So try to, have somebody at home with your child all the time. And I would say if you have to leave your kids, they should also be used to the fact that they have to be alone when mama is not there or daddy is not there. So maybe you can, maybe if you have to go out for your weekly chores or go out to the supermarket or go to the gym and all that. So 1 hour, 30 minutes, 40 minutes, 2 hours is okay. If your child is a little older, then 2 hours is fine. But don't leave your child alone like for longer than that. Have somebody to keep a watch on them because they're really innocent. And these days, so online predators are, I mean, so active, and they can just click on a pop-up, or they can just be duped into. We have so many online games that became viral, lately, like the Blue Whale game and other games. So I think there should be somebody to watch them.
Okay, that makes sense
Yeah,
actually,
yeah,
because
yeah,
security of your kids are important.
yeah.
Um, so we have another question from Anita Daswani.
Hmm.
Okay, it's an interesting one. What is the correct age to teach your children sex education?
See, the earlier you can start, the better for you. So, Anita, right?
Yes.
So, Anita, my daughter asked me a question at the age of 5, and I don't know whether I should say that, but she named the private part and she said, Mama, what is that? Because she reads so much, and she went into the library, and I was surprised. My 5-year-old daughter
Really?
reading about these things, and I was like, where did you read that? The first reaction was that. And she said that
Uh,
I went to the library because she is a bookworm, she reads a lot. So I went to the library and I saw the encyclopedia, and there was a book on body parts, and I read it there. Okay. So
wow.
now that
Okay.
time I had a choice to tell her like what most parents do, use fancy words for your private parts and tell them that no, you can call it VV or whatever you would like to name them. But I told her the correct exact name of that part because I think it's very important for your child to understand that this is something you should not be making fun of, or this is something that shouldn't be taken lightly. So
Yeah.
depending on your child. So I told her when she was 5, I told her, she then one day she asked my husband,
Hmm.
Daddy, what is a normal delivery and what is a C-section delivery? And she was like 7 or 8 years that time because she read it somewhere.
Wow.
So
Okay.
she reads a lot, and she reads the newspaper also. So
Right.
so then again, he told her how she was born, and I told her when she was little that, the doctor just cut my stomach and took you out, and that's how deliveries happen. And she was like, but daddy told me that you came out of, this is how actually you were born. So I'd say that be honest to your kids and tell them the right names, the correct names, the names that they should be
Hmm.
using when they are actually in trouble, and they shouldn't be
Okay.
confused as kids. And the earlier you start, the better it is for you. So like we say private parts and all that, I mean, you should teach them good touch, bad touch, who should be
Hmm.
kissing, who should not be kissing you and where they can kiss you. These are the things that you should be teaching to even kids as young as 5 and 4 these days. So you can.
Mm-hmm.
Especially good touch, bad touch is very important. And there are lots of
Yeah.
online resources for you, Anita. So there are lots of educational tutorials that you can find on YouTube. There are lots of books as well, and which really beautifully explain how to teach your child about good touch and bad touch. You can even sit with the child and watch with the child. And as a parent, never be ashamed of talking about sex education, talking about even watching a sex scene, or by chance. I'm sure as parents you would not be watching it in front of your kid, but by chance if it happens to play on the screen, never feel ashamed or never hide it, because that's how they learn to hide,
Yeah,
or
yeah, yeah.
hide
It makes
their,
sense.
yeah,
Yeah,
never
it's
never.
always important to teach them. Yeah.
It's important for them to know what it is, and it's important for them to understand that it's a natural thing. It's really
Yeah,
normal to feel like that and to have or do something like that. And
absolutely.
the more normal it is for them, the better they would be feel about sex education when they grow up.
Absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely. With
yeah,
all these notes, I'm sure all the parents out
yeah,
there have
yeah.
taken up important, amazing notes from you, Avantika. Thank you so much. You would like to tell everybody about your initiatives that you have, your online initiatives, that your campaigns that you work on.
Yeah, so basically, I work for Momspresso, which is India's largest parenting platform, and so I am also a Zumba instructor. The Momspresso has a lot of, I think we have 15,000 bloggers across India, and we keep on doing lots of campaigns. So right now we are running a campaign which is called Stay Home, Stay Positive, which is all about dealing with the current crisis, especially for parents. So you can log on to Momspresso and check out the lives, that the sessions that we are having with experts, the crafts and DIY things that we are doing for moms and for kids. I'm sure you'd like them. And otherwise also, you can hop onto my Insta page and you'll see what all stuff I keep on doing from time to time. My Instagram
It's
handle is
lovely.
@SK, and you can follow me.
Absolutely. So all my friends out there, please go ahead, follow Avantika,
Yeah.
and you will get a lot of inspiration from her. She, as I said, she's been into the media industry and now a Zumba instructor and a momfluencer. So thank you so much for being a part of our show. Once again, our show is presented to you by Real Events, and our gifting partner is Travel Blue. So thank you so much for your support, Travel Blue. And Real Events is going to keep coming back for everybody who's watching here, who's tuned in here, asked us amazing questions. We will be back with another show. Will be Thursday or Friday, and we'll have another guest on board, and we'll be talking about interesting things to make sure that your days are more positive. So thank you for everybody who's tuned in once again, and we'll be back really soon. So thank you, Avantika, for joining us. And
Thank you for having me. I'm so glad I could share whatever little I could, and I hope it helps parents out there who are watching us.
it is definitely going to help a lot of moms and a lot of parents out there. And I'm
And
sure
I would just say
they have
that
dreams right now. Yes.
one last thing I'd like to say that just stay home, stay positive, and this we are in this together, and this will definitely pass very soon.
Absolutely. So everybody, this all will pass, and stay positive and
Yeah.
stay home, as Avantika said. And we
Yeah.
will be back again with our show. So once again, on behalf of Real Events, on behalf of Travel Blue, we say goodbye. Thank you for joining.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Bye.